What the... What? Have you ever had a dream so real you just kinda... Join the club. There's only 2 of us here. Well, look, just, come on, man. Dreams can be so immersive that you sometimes forget where you are and what just happened. Sometimes even who you are. But I'll get back to that. This is what scientists often refer to as waking up from a weird dream. What, did you think I did any research for this video? Well, I did. The Interpretation of Dreams is a book by my man Freud about the interpretation of dreams. Go figure. He discovered his brain was telling him things a lot via his dreams that he just couldn't see before, and that those dreams come from your horrible human desires, while others decided that was a load of shit. Bird shit. But he kinda had a point if you take away all the incest. Ew. Gross. When you go back to the wants and desires part, my mind immediately goes to superpowers. Because not in a single dream that I've dreamt have I had superpowers. That's right, no flying, waterbending, no nothing. So that's really what this video is about, me dreaming until I get superpowers, no matter the cost. Hell, apparently if you eat different cheeses before you go to bed, you can just dream whatever. And I work at a cheese store, so what could possibly go wrong? Well, me keeping a list, apparently. So if you want to try this for yourself, you'll just have to buy our entire stock. I'm sorry. And before I forget, this video was, heavily inspired by someone else's. So, do go check them out when you're done. I don't think I have anything else to say, so... Transition! In this one I woke up in a cryopod. You know, one of those things that freezes you for years. As soon as I stepped out, I was in the middle of a field, with a road smack dab in the middle, and across it was a car dealership that sold only orange cars for some reason. Mobius from the Loki series was there to give me some exposition, but I didn't pay 1 second of attention and I walked away, while he kept talking to literally no one.
Jet ski.
As soon as I entered the dealership, a wall opened, and I entered, oblivious to what was gonna happen next. But also, it's not like I could go anywhere else, or... Suddenly a man in a black suit stood next to me. He introduced me to the cubicle. I must say, the first room was very round for it to be called a cubicle.
You fucking don't
Nearly
know.
everyone from my family was there, and they all collectively started arguing about how long I was sleeping. Everyone thought I was sleeping for 93 years, but it turned out to only be 60. It's only been 60 years, guys. Anyway, someone started knocking on the front door, and everyone told me not to open it. So naturally, I went to the front door to open it. I was in the hallway that led to the front door of my own house. The door was covered by pillows of that blue Grinch knee surgery meme that I still don't understand. Very much not like my own house, I think. I opened the door as far as I could. There stood my younger sister, dressed in a Second World War commander outfit and saying she was from a very specific German regime. She was holding a knife that I used the day before to open a box that my 3 a.m. self felt the need to fully draw out. It was this one. Then, when I told her that part in real life, she got very excited for some reason. Like, do you even get history? Then we were all teleported back to the very round cubicle. The speaker started crackling until a voice came out. That one being of Markiplier.
My name is Markiplier, and
Welcome to the test. He went on talking about the world and the rules of the game. But then you remember that there are no rules, because my brain cannot bother to come up with those. Everyone started looking around for stuff before we went to bed. After a while, my dad found a gun, my 2 older sisters found yet another knife, and a jar of peanut butter. My mom found a gnome that kept making noise, and I found absolutely nothing. It was time to go to bed. If you didn't, you'd die. I went to my room, and not gonna lie, it was pretty nice, and pretty cube. I thought to myself, Yeah, that's cool. And I left my room. Suddenly I was in a forest. So I took a little stroll. Found that guy with the red tie. You're not supposed to be here. Neither are you. So, you must have been given the spy card. I didn't get any card. Can't believe those bastards sent me another weakling. Fucking typical. Cut to me running for my life from Tie Guy, who thought we were playing frickin' werewolves. Also, he had a knife, which, why must they all have knives? Eventually, I made it to a red door. Dividing me and it was a split in the ground. I jumped for it, but I got stabbed? After all that, I die. What? No. The game didn't even fully start yet. I'm the first guy to die? Then my ghost got stuck in a computer, and I had to watch how everyone had a sad funeral around my corpse. Like, I found the exit. You can't take this from me. Well, I guess you just did. But I'm still here. Let me out, please. I still haven't found any meaning to this dream, but that night raised some questions.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mark.
Oh no!
You remember the last dream, right? Yeah, I think that's the most consistent one I've ever had. In this one, I was a tour guide in a museum about the Inuit, Eskimos, these guys. The entire museum was centered around their folklore, which makes it a bit less of a museum, I think. There were some strange ones in there, like hyper-realistic Minecraft skeletons. Hey, I predicted the Minecraft movie's hyper-realism, but the rest was pretty normal. Well, as normal as you can get for these guys. My job was to tell the visitors what everything was while I was standing behind the glass in the same room as the robots. It's like 1987 all over again. Somehow I knew what the next room was. It's almost like I work here. It was the giant monster seagull. And yeah, that one is real. I was super excited until I realized there was a show going on at the time of my arrival. The room was covered in a dark smoke, sometimes interrupted by a flash of lightning. You could hear the absurdly loud screeches of the seagull, and yet I couldn't see a foot in front of me. And just to add insult to injury, it turned out that throughout my entire tour, there were 2 people following me on my side of the glass. Just what were you 2 thinking? Didn't I just warn you about 1987? Out of the smoke emerged a thing. I don't know what it was. Definitely not human. Maybe. It was covered in wounds and holding that broken sword from the Lord of the Rings. That explains all the wounds, actually, you know. Fighting the elves to get the sword. Maybe falling off a hill with a lot of rocks. It goes to the guy, chops his arm off, and disappears. Then the now disarmed guy gets angry at me. Well, if you want to shout at someone, you can go to my manager. I'm not qualified for that. The other lady ran to an emergency roller coaster? Yeah, I'm just about as clueless as you are. Out of nowhere, Uzi and V from frickin' murder drones appeared, and we all got on the weird ride thing, except for Skywalker. We left him to bleed out. Talk about insult to injury. Once we reached the bottom, V went back up, the tourist lady disappeared, and the kid with the crow mask from Little Nightmares 3 came flying to me. Yeah, he had wings and also hooves. In front of us was more of that smoke and a giant glowing core. It turned out that I was in a video game and I could explode things with my mouse. Also, I was Hatsune Miku the entire time? What?
Oh no! Oh no.
This dream started with me thinking about a Lego mech with absurdly long feet. Then I went to a Chinese food place with Mr. Beast. I was trying to find out where a printed Lego piece came from. We came to the end of a hallway dressed with ornate tables, and it was blocked off by a roadblock sign. So we walked to a dance floor of sorts, with a giant dragon statue in the center. Then I remembered. The Lego piece that I was holding was dedicated to the Chinese dragon, Ao Liei, in a set called Monkey King's Trash Pile. I'm starting to not believe in my dream journal ramblings anymore. Then, somehow, I ended up in the city. I was lost. Again. 2 kids ran in my direction, and I hit them with the finger guns and said, "Pew pew!" They both fucking died. You know what I did after that? I went to their house, still completely relaxed, by the way. I entered their house, saw a giant plate of waffles, sat down to eat their food. Then the girl I shot and her mom entered the house. Pew pew! I killed them too. Again, with no remorse. You have found me at my lowest. Then after a while of me eating, they got back up. Pew pew! This went on for so long, my dream decided to create a time-lapse of what happened. What a way to rub my sins in my face. All until there were like 2 waffles left because I couldn't finish them. After that, I found my way back home. With teleportation, I guess. My parents were arguing, again, about what they should do with all the dead bugs inside the walls. Ugh. I went to my room, grabbed a vacuum cleaner, and sucked out all the dead bugs, leaving a whole bunch of holes and scratches. Right before I went to bed, I opened my window and yelled out, "Why won't you answer me?" I felt a dark, looming presence and a sudden weight on my shoulders. And there in the night sky, I saw it. A thin, headless being created from clouds and mist, and a star in the place of its head, almost as if it was watching me. I slowly walked towards my bed and... Seriously? After all that? I was finally going somewhere. Just, take me to jail or let me fight God. Stupid bird, I blame you for this. So, those were some of my dreams. Surprised you made it this far into the chasms of my mind, if you even survived. Let me know what you would have done if you were in one of my dreams. Or just share one of your own weird dreams, why not? This video was probably scuffed as all hell, but hey, I was having fun. You'd think that after making videos on YouTube for the past 6 years would have told me something useful, but hashtag scuff.